back, it started recording automatically. So it looks like things are working. I didn't see if trivia was working correctly, but it did at least stop when it was supposed to. Hello, YouTube. How does it feel to be acknowledged? Okay, so I'm not sure if we should go back to first Daddy Dream or Got Gifts. I kind of feel Got Gifts. Hey, thank you, thank you. Welcome back to everyone else as well. Your fellow YouTube frogs and froggesses and froggerers.
You were told to perform the rituals needed to restore the power of the scar.
Ah, yes.
What have you done?
So we have been through this part before. There's been a crime, allegedly. And so we must investigate. We are over encumbered. Kangaroo Court Part 2. I believe I had to redo it last time too, so this is kind of the... I can't remember how to count in French anymore. I've lost the knowledge. Très bien? I don't think it is very très bien. Oh my goodness. Diluted Daybreak, hi. Oh, Diluted Daybreak and your party, hi. How are you doing? How was... I fixed so much. How was Morrowind? I'm guessing. Yes, Morrowind. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? I swear I'm not always just in menus. Went well. You caught Blackheart Blight at the worst time? Oh, there's never a good time to catch Blackheart Blight, I assume. I'll drop this 9 pounds of meat I was carrying. There, we're good. Welcome to Blood Moon the Reckoning. We just... Well, I was about to say that we just finished up, all the Hercene quests, so I decided to reload in order to see the skull side of things, and, I forgot there was someone out here, huh? Yeah, sorry, I've heard that my eyes look a little weird on camera when I'm looking towards the bottom of the screen. Let's just go here. So this is after we've done the investigation. And we were told by the skull we're not welcome there anymore. All because of one little rat. Poor Bouncy's had too many fermented apples. I'll be honest, I have very little idea what the Blackheart Blight did. This is only oh wait, I have been playing this save for a while. But it's only my second time with Morrowind personally. We've only done the main story and then Blood Moon so far. Or most of the way through Blood Moon. All because of one little rat. Just strength damaging blight. Okay. Nude cat warning. I admit we've been struggling through a little bit over here. So I hope you're okay with that. I'm glad to see the redeems are working again. Glad in quotes. Got some magicka back, that's nice. You're absolutely cheesed that the redeems are back. I'm so glad to hear that, Isa. This guy's fine, don't worry about him. You've saved up enough channel points, you could bombard me with a whole bunch of clips. It's true! People seem to like doing that. Go away. Have a Snickers, you're not you and you're hungry. Not only that, but we found out the hard way that my mods can trigger them all at once again. So with every cliff racer you send my way, you're charging Isa's Spirit Bomb. You're not showing the redeems off to build your power or anything? Certainly not. Now, can I heal before I die? Barely. Which is enough. So our next, like, goal here is to shake off the puppy disease. And I'll admit, I don't know how to do that. I kind of expected to be stuck doing Hersing quests for a little bit longer. When the beast hungies. We need to find out how to satisfy the beast for good. Since the shadow of the beast upon you, the skull will have nothing to say to you while you live with such a curse.
You are not welcome here while you follow the path of the beast.
We have 0 stam. Okay. See, it's fine. I suppose I'll ask the priest? The less terrible priest? Any interesting coding? I do actually have an interesting coding, as it turns out. I'd love to hear the trivia.
Join the Legion. See the world. Freeze your eyes.
There we go. Morrowind devs stored all attributes as 32-bit. Okay. I'm going to try to be smart enough to know what that means. Does that mean it's, Wait, did they store it all as a single integer? And does it overflow? Are we going in an overflow direction? Each attribute is a 32-bit signed integer. Okay, that's, that makes a lot more sense. That makes so much more sense. They're not capped and they can't overflow. So if I can just lower... If I can find a way to drain my intelligence as a werewolf, I'd be the smartest dog in existence.
Stuck here forever.
My protege Marissa left the shrine over a month ago for those forsaken frozen wastes. Her challenge was to bring the word of the Imperial cult to the local savages. She hasn't returned, and I fear the worst. You haven't looked extensively at how the numbers behave in the negatives. So many negative... Yeah. Appears as, but does not behave as 0. I see. So they do exist. We'd have to get to the negative... We'd have to get to negative 2 billion, though. It sounds equally as difficult. Well, what else would you call them? They're hardly civilized. With all that bear and wolf worship, and they hardly even recognize the 9 divines. Most Nords are too busy worshipping heathen gods like Alduin and Orkay. That's why why do I keep reading Marissa? Marissa's missionary work is so important. Marissa has a passion for preaching. She thought she could be most effective by spreading the tenets of the Imperial cult to the residents of Solstheim. It's dangerous, but necessary work, certainly. Her journeys into the wild have been very successful in the past, but Marissa never returned from her last outing. I fear something terrible has happened to her. I don't suppose you'd be willing to look for her? She means a great deal to me, that is. Her work is very important to the Imperial cult. You have to look for an adventurer about you. Oh, you have the look of an adventurer about you, Chorajo. I promise I can read. If you could find Marissa and return her to me, I would gladly empty the shrine's coffers into your purse. She left here over a month ago and headed north toward Lake Fjalding. You should begin your search in that area. You can overflow negative spell effects in Oblivion too, if you remember right. There's a merchant in Wolverine Hall in Sadrith Moor who sells an infinite supply of both ash yams and bloat, which can be used for some fortified intelligence shenanigans. I definitely did do some fortify intelligence shenanigans on my vanilla main story save. I felt a little bad about it, honestly. Well, we've got something to do at least. Hey Siri. My beloved husband Siri. Would you look up a lead for me to tell me where to go to talk about getting the lycanthropy cured? He's deeply troubled. Marissa set out from the shrine over a month ago and hasn't returned. Look in the Lake Fielding region, to the north of Fort Frostmoth. There's a rumor about it at the docks? That's good enough, thank you so much. Find the note to get you started. Odd rumor laying beside basks in the sun down at the Fort Frostmoth docks. Gotcha. Yeah, I accidentally made myself some... Well, not accidentally, I did it on purpose. I made a potion of Restore Magicka because I'm thinking, oh yeah, this will just be a nice quick way to top up my Magicka. It'll max it out. What it actually did was it gave me a huge amount of regeneration over a long period, and I felt like that was cheating. It was effectively infinite Magicka. I guess if I see Marissa on my way back to... Oh yeah, I'm not even in the Lake Fielding region anymore. Hey, Rocker, how are you doing? You're well today? That's good to hear. I hate this static noise. Oh, that's the ice cracking. From the... that. It sounds terrifying because it's their ecology drastically changing. Nope. Is the region literally just like on the lake? If she's on the lake, I've got bad news for you. I might have eaten her by accident. Well, I'm sure we'll run into Marissa sooner or later. You got a question for all the gamers out there. Play a game that keeps a percentage of completion rate. Do you go for 100% or just whatever you can get? So for me personally, the If I really like the game and I just want there to be more of it, I'll get 100%. And if there's different endings, or if I assume there's multiple endings like in Symphony of the Night, I'll work for 100%. Otherwise, I do not care in the slightest. He can swing from a web. No, he can't. He's a bean. I love that. You're not into getting all the Korok seeds, cryptic catfish?
All I ask for is a pair of boots. How hard could
Ah,
it be?
it's just on the ground, huh? I thought about it, and then immediately said no to the Korok seeds. You don't have completion anxiety the way other members of your D&D group do. I have seen some completion anxiety in D&D, and it's, I wouldn't describe it as a great way to play D&D. Did you hear about the Raven at the altar of Thorond? It's enormous! They're saying it's a sign that the witches have come to Solstheim. Helena. A large black raven has been seen at the altar of Thorond. Got a question. Where's the altar of Thorond? You'll play through and not go out of your way percentage unless it's an unlock or I feel need. Yeah, Suri, I feel about the same way. Doesn't help that your D&D game is a retelling of Oblivion, and one of your players keeps looking up the stuff. That sounds, not good. I hope they're fun to play with, at least. In other ways. Oh, what'd you get, Rocker? What hath you obtained? Do I have the Altar of Thorond, by the way? I do. It's easier than you'd think. Joke's on her, though. It's not a one-to-one conversion. That's the trap. And hopefully she'll learn. You've obtained the excellent 12-pack of strawberries. Oh, strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. I thought you just found, like, the perfect strawberry pennant. The mythical perfect pennant.
What's your story?
Player hears asked in the middle of fighting a custom mob. What's this thing called again? That's when you realize they were looking up monster stat blocks the whole time. I've definitely had players do that. And that's the trick you pull on them. It's like, nuh-uh. This troll? Electricity. Why? I don't know. It's cursed. I mean, not just to screw over a player. Yeah, honestly, Oblivion has a really compelling hook for an adventure, I think. Like, even just on the, if you strip away the specifics, hunting down and then protecting... Well, hunting down is maybe not the correct term. But locating and protecting the heir to some great destiny sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, just different. It's variety. Variety's the mice of life. Thank you, Isa. Jeez. It's like what, huh? Thank you, Rocker, for the head pats. Don't worry, I've got a plan for trains. I've got an anti-train. Greetings, Joe Rajo. Does my form surprise you? As a witch of the Glenmoral Weird, I have the ability to change my shape as suits my needs. But then, you know something of shape changing, don't you? That is why the Coven has come here to Solstheim. We've been watching events unfold, and are well aware that lycanthropy is spreading. For some, this is a blessing, for others a curse. For those who wish, we offer a cure. One that forever stops the change into wolf form. Does such a thing interest you? Oh my gosh. Stop the war. The version of Oblivion you're running actually has 3 Daedric factions actively having a hand. Plus many Marcos out there just being competent. That's already a huge change. We stand a competent Manny Marco. It's been probably 10 years since I last seriously played Oblivion. I should at some point. No, don't spray. Or, no, you're gonna spray, Isa. I understand. Sorry, I've been traumatized. Oh, so there's also ones you're helping. So you've also got Daedra on your side. That's really cool. Anyway, yes, I'd like to rid myself of lycanthropy forever. Very well. You have chosen to cure your lycanthropy and forever end the call of the wolf within. The road before you is a difficult one, for ridding oneself of lycanthropy is not as easily as merely sipping a potion. But first, you must meet my sisters, and together we shall tell you of the rite of the Wolf Giver. Come. Oh, thank goodness. Gigalog is a BPEG, and they have him on speed dial too. That's for it being okay if you're sprayed. I get sprayed enough. Diametrically opposed sugar daddies, yeah. You took a short nap because you had a headache, right? Brain reset completed, headache gone. That's incredible. Your cure begins here, Jorajo. The Rite of the Wolf Giver is a complex ritual of dark magicka, requiring the sacrifice of both flesh and innocence. Oh no, where am I gonna find innocence? My sisters and I will begin the preparations, but there are certain items that must be gathered. My sisters Isabel and Falaise will tell you what is needed. When you have completed your errands for them, come speak to me again. In order for the Rite of the Wolf Giver to proceed, my sisters and I need the petals of a wolfsbane flower. Wolfsbane is rare and grows on Solstheim in only one place. You must go to the southern end of the Mosring Mountains, to the top of Vitcold Peak. There you will find a single wolfsbane flower in bloom. Retrieve the petals of this wolfsbane flower and return them to me. Take this Rising Force potion. You may need it to reach the peak. The really cool thing is that another DM you play with is running a Skyrim game that takes place in a different timeline, but certain... That's really cool. I really like anything that has multiple GMs that aren't running at the same time. You shall return later. For now, more Lords of Shadow. Alright, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for popping in. The Rite of the Wolf Giver requires 1 bunch of ripened belladonna berries. Unripened berries won't do, I'm afraid. You can find ripened belladonna berries on belladonna plants that grow near Solstime's burial barrows, for they thrive on death. The Spriggan creatures have also been known to possess them on occasion. When you have a bunch of ripened belladonna berries, return it to me. Oh, good. You know you gotta kill them 3 times in this game.
My sisters and I must make our brew before the rite can proceed.
Okay. Once had an Oblivion character who stole Manny Marco's necromantic secrets in order to body swap with mortals and reappear in Skyrim as another person. That's the lore, at least. Yeah, I was gonna ask, how'd the game bear that out? Use the... Oh, this is actually a little more intense than I thought. He was part of the origin story of 4 other characters, you think? Use the Dragon Break to time travel and affect other timelines and characters. I see, I see.
How does it feel to know death is near?
I hope those guys aren't important to anything. Okay, okay. It's okay.
Easy.
And his name was John Cusack. I see. It's okay, we've got a way out of this.
What's this about?
Saving. Okay. Death Burrows and Mo's Ring Mountains. Mo's Ring Mountains. Ring obviously being a callback to Fargoth. The spell effects in Morrowind still use some of the spells from Daggerfall. That is interesting. I've never played Daggerfall. It's definitely on the list. Fargoth error. It's Fargoth all the way down. He's behind it all. Also, what time is it? 7? We have other concerns. The mob population here is so dense. I can't imagine doing it with vanilla view distance. As usual, just getting anywhere in Soulstime is proving to be very difficult. And both of them require interacting with things. We can't even do that as a werewolf. Ah! Isa, why? You gotta try and travel in Europe. Game continuity too. Last Dragonborn, she got flung between timelines to fix another world's timeline. I love that. I saw the... Oh, right. The dagger was for the click bracer. I see. I understand. Thank you for trying, Suri. You always do such a good job protecting. I didn't like that.
Yes.
Same wavelength. Cusack was slightly evil, but ultimately he was making sure the Dragonborn stayed on the thread of prophecy. Nope. If we don't get a pop-up, we're fine. Okay. All good. No one saw that. Oh, geez, why? Get the werewolf? No, I wasn't detected. You don't get to know. The person who brought me here turned around before I turned. Get to go in my werewolf lair. It's like so perfect. As a werewolf lair, I wonder if they did it on purpose. Chaotic. Butting heads with the Ascended Sleeper character who tends to be a diplomat. To Scotty's fudge around and find out attitude. It's pretty cute. An Ascended Sleeper. That's a Dagoth thing, right? That one's from this game? Scotty's a very fun name.
You're growing weak.
Servants of Dagoth there. Okay. Because I know there's the Dreamers, which are just the naked Dark Elves. I'm going to lightly apologize. I have to, as Suri described, put a sippy straw into this ghost real quick. I was born with a condition. It's the only way. At least one of these guys is quest relevant. Hedge Mage is currently walking around with 40 Restore Magicka potions. I should get them, but I forget that stores exist. You can fax me some. This cursed island doesn't have a single apothecary on it. That I found. Also, I believe this is the Mosring Mountains over here. They're all furry and no flash powder? Absolutely. And they won't even admit it. So we don't... Yeah, we ran into a previous train that we left behind. Please stop. I don't know how they caught up to me. All aboard, cried the engineer. They're still out there. They're still angry from when they saw a werewolf. They don't know it's me, they just saw a werewolf, so they're mad at every cat they see, apparently. To be honest, I've got the funds. Maybe you're right, maybe I should just do the responsible thing and take a trip back to the mainland. So I can buy a potion. A lot of potions. Is an Alfiq and it's great. Is that one of the Khajiit varieties? Is that like the full-blown cat one? Because if that's the case, that's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. That's incredible. I actually love it. There we go. We're all good. Everything's fixed. Completely forgiven. Has a Dremora familiar who also takes the form of a cat. I love a pet-shaped friend with a pet. First 2 sessions, you'd only say Nyan. The desperate need to run a test Pathfinder game is growing. If you need players. Certainly I can find the time. If it's for a test Pathfinder game. Have we been talking about coded Pathfinder this entire time? If so, I completely get it. I too will just call any tabletop RPG D&D if I don't know the setting. Honestly, until recently, half the time I said D&D, the person I was talking to wouldn't know anything I was talking about. Oh my goodness, thank you for following. Yeah, it's much easier to just say D&D.
How about sharing the wealth? I've lots to show you.
Look, there's Restore Magica potions right here. Are they really that heavy? Well, I guess I'll drop my 2 pounds of rat meat. Yeah, one person says, and then everyone else is like, oh, Pathfinder? Yeah, mine was actually like Cyberpunk Red. Eat it? Eat what? The rat meat? I would never. You got a shareable dock made? Oh my gosh. Put the rat meat in my mus... Mm. Phrasing, Siri. Okay. I hate to do this. I'm going to drop the potions that I just picked up. I don't know if these ones are even for. Ow. Why? Weird, a bonus racer. Oh yeah, I just assumed you redeemed a third time. How weird. Who would have the power to just send cliff racers?
You seem like very good company.
Oh, friend, how about a potion today?
Truly a mystery. I'm finally offloading some of the stuff that I've had in my inventory for weeks just to sell, by the way. And they're like, they're better than yours. Oh, this is the Helm of the Wolf's Heart, though. I can teach it, but it's 600 drakes per level. It actually goes up at every... Oh yeah, no, that's what you're saying. Per level that you have. I get you. You don't take potions, do you? Do. I'm glad we can finally give Creeper some booze. Honestly, I'm just gonna dump a bunch of this in the chest back there. Because I'm a hoarder. I promise, it was easier than doing the math. Party successfully swindled a Scaffin out of his own soul during a scene where they were haggling for a silver sword. The soul wasn't even on the table.
Fight well.
How did the soul even get involved?
Citizen.
Those Clavicus adjacent guys? I was just rolling with it, because any lore-based word I have at best a 50-50 shot at.
We are blessed, truly. Oh, friend,
It sounds Daedric.
a potion today.
I don't even see what I'm taking. Most of it was for selling. I'm just putting it away. This can be for the Red Master Helm that I can't even wear. The item won't fit, you say? I didn't know that could happen. The Scoffin told him that he would accept either 1,000 drakes or one sapient mortal soul for a silver sword. Party offered to sell him a perfectly ordered chain weapon they stole off of one of Jigalag's knights. Oh, is it a deal like because he said any piece of merchandise? He was then bound? To the wording of the deal rather than the spirit? You.
Friend, how about a potion today?
I'm not gonna buy that skooma from you. Get rid of it. Oh my gosh. You're such a square. I wasn't even gonna ask. You think I'd part with it? There, I put it in your footlocker. Is that better? A blunder. Never make an open-ended offer. So they chose to trade the chain for his soul. They poofed him into a 0-star, and they stole all the merch. Sounds like a solid plan. I'm surprised he doesn't sell just straight up.
We are blessed, truly blessed. This is an honor.
Restore magica potions.
Your Honor, do you wish to do business?
Welcome. If you wish to talk, friend.
What's up with that past chest? Well, remember how I had Beautiful Cities of Morrowind and then I took it away? I have a feeling it's something to do with that. I'd have to assume. Oh no. Oh, people are very out of sorts. I've barely visited the mainland since I did that. But it was a viewer's mod. I really wanted to see it work. Just another day in the life of a Morrowind NPC. Exactly. Well,
Talk is free. What do you want?
our mission to get magica potions has earned us 10 magica potions.
Welcome, friend.
I was sure this had a
Guards.
like a lower level. Maybe that was added.
Welcome. If you wish to talk,
Your Honor,
there's really no trouble at all.
Do you wish to?
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
Falling into the void because of a mod. I won't buy your skooma, you filthy beast. Please, put your skooma on the skooma shelf and then I'll serve you. Imagine carrying skooma.
We are blessed, truly blessed. This is an honor.
Greetings, Khajiit. How may I help you?
Sir, you got a +2. Don't forget to keep track of that. You've been awarded and given a great burden. Well, we got these.
Do you need something?
It's the first time you've had a positive interaction. The scoreboard doesn't lie, but you're still ahead of Isa. I think it's cool that you take to get back to Solstheim.
Why walk when you can ride?
Yeah, don't mind the shack windows either. I still haven't fixed them. My life is a constant cycle of breaking things and fixing them. And sometimes the fixing part doesn't happen for a little bit.
Head on.
Apply directly to the forehead, I know. Haven't you played through the main storyline? I beat it, but I beat it on vanilla. I beat it on... Oh no! Our save is a little borked. Don't worry, I'll fix it during the break. I've completed the main storyline, but not on this character. I played through it on vanilla Morrowind. So I could see, like, the true experience. But when I switched over to OpenMW, I had to start a new character, it seemed like. So this one hasn't seen it, but I got to play through it. I really enjoyed it, too. Ascended Sleepers are like the really mutated ones, the one with the flute snoots. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Absolutely. The ones that just have names. Oh, to be elevated to a flute snoot. I can see what draws those people into the cult. That's what you're playing in the Skyrim game? Yeah. It took me a second, but I've decided I like that as a character. None of the parties realized yet that you're not a normal Dunmer. Really? How so? Is it a, Divinity Original Sin 2, you're wearing a hat situation? Of course, of course. Well, there's certainly magical disguises as well, but you can wrap up a flute snoot, I'm sure. Right. Unfortunately, capitalism calls, so I must go to break. I'm going to use that time to just, as quickly as possible, correct this whole situation that I've set up for myself here. You had a friend once with a fluted snoot. When they sneezed, the rats would follow them around. That sounds like a pretty good friend. Alright. I will see everyone in just a few minutes, and hopefully the game's gonna be... We're gonna be good to go when we come back.